What's good? It's your boy Loft the Knees. Welcome back to yet another YouTube video. I'm pretty hyped about this one. We're gonna be doing just a little radiator replacement, get some fresh coolant in the CL, and some clean hoses I got, silicone hose. First things first, let's get the car in the air on some jack stands. While I let the engine cool down, all the coolant and stuff, I'm gonna show you guys what I got and all the tools you're pretty much gonna need. Hopefully, we'll see. Pretty much gonna be doing this together. Let's get it. Got a radiator, Honda genuine coolant, socket set, silicone hoses, drain pan and jack stands, and of course, good old jack. And of course, I'll leave all the parts and stuff I got in the description. It's pretty hard to find a radiator for this car, especially aluminum. I got y'all, I'm gonna put y'all on. Same with the hoses, got you. Oh, it's so satisfying. Got one side up. And let me get the other side. Alright, jack stands are on both sides, and I'm gonna leave the jack here. First thing we're gonna do is disconnect the negative terminal on our battery. That should be enough. Oh, put that down. Yes, sir, and just tuck that away. Alright, so now that the negative terminal is disconnected, let's disconnect some of our fan connections. Oh, it's pretty hard to do this with one hand, but that's one connection. I started this one already. And those two. Alright, so right here there's a piece holding the harness basically into place. Right here. This just has to come out. And that's pretty much it. It pops right out and that takes the whole harness. Now we're gonna drain the radiator. Just put that down to there. Alright, come out of the car. Look for this thing right here. This is how you're gonna drain the coolant. Alright, so we cracked it open and coolant is starting to leak out. So to help speed up the drain process, you just crack this open, take it off, and with gravity, should help a lot more. Pretty much see why I'm changing out the radiator. It's about that time. Could have probably ran this a little longer, but while we're waiting for that to drain, we're gonna take off the hoses. Pretty much right there. And there's one back here, which is just a clamp. I don't know, be a little annoying to get. I might have to take off the intake, but we're gonna see what we can do without it. Alright, so I did jack up the rear end just to level out the car and get as much coolant as I can out to replace with the fresh new Honda coolant. And it's about done. Jacking it up from the back did take out a good amount extra. So moving over the battery, I didn't take it out, I just kind of lifted it up and scooted over. Gave me enough room to get this hose clamp, which is pretty much back there. You can see the other one still. I'll be a little more specific when I get there, but this is already gonna come out. That's one of them. Alright, there's that other hose clamp I was just talking about. You couldn't see in the dark. And if I zoom out, it's right there. I just moved the battery over and I'm gonna try and finesse and see if I can get it. I finessed, got it out. You can too. Just to make it a lot easier. I could just there we go. That's that one. And then I already did the one on the bottom. It's probably bad to see. See, it's right here. Right here. If it'll focus. And this one's already broken loose, but right here. There we go. And this one's out. Alright, just looking through here one more time. Right here there was another piece of the fan harness connected into the actual shroud. So I unplugged that, and other than that, I think it's just this 10mm and this 10mm, and I think this shit should just come straight up. That's one. That's two. And once those 10mm are gone, just pull these out, and I think the radiator is free. Alright, hold on. It's hard to do while recording. I took the overflow out that was right there. It looks just like this. All it was connected from this hose to the top of the radiator right there. And it just slides right out, no bolts or anything. And then that should free up the radiator. Yes, sir. 2003 ass radiator. This is Denso. Well, got the hard part out of the way. Now we just gotta take those fans and transfer them over. Alright, so looking at my stock radiator, we're gonna take a few things off of this and then transfer them over to the aftermarket aluminum one. So we're gonna take these bushings from the bottom. So Honda makes this really easy actually. It was just two 10mm bolts up top. I didn't even use Phillip heads, I just 10mm. And they just come up and they slide out. They're in like these little like things. And all you do is you just lift up, they come out. That one was already out, but that's pretty much it. And this one is toast. Alright, so everything's pretty much transferred on over from the OEM radiator. We got one 10mm there, other 10mm there, and it's slid into our little brackets here, just to make sure everything's lined up. And this one is just 2 bolts, and there isn't any on this side, but this radiator is not meant for this car, so that's fine. Don't forget your bushings. Almost forgot this one. Screws. Right there. That's it. Alright, these I'm gonna actually keep plugged up because these are trans cooling lines, and CLS6 does not have trans cooling lines. So I'm gonna just keep them plugged up so nothing else gets in there. Alright, so now it is time to drop the radiator right into place. The bushings sit on these, one there, and we're just gonna make as much room as we can to just drop this right in. Alright, the radiator is now in. I actually took off those bushings at the bottom and I put them into their places, and then I put the radiator on top. It makes it a lot easier. I was gonna try and do it with the bushings on, but they kept falling off. Old ass bushings, but this is on. Pretty much everything from here on out is the opposite of what I've showed you. Alright, we got one mount put on, and we got the other one as well. All nice, snug, tightened down. Next, we're going to put in the hoses. Alright, here we go. This is looking great. We got the hoses on, hose clamps tightened down. Pretty much all through there. Let's see if we can get a good shot. Those. They want to brighten up. There's those 2 clamps. Those. And then, remember, follow that one all the way down there. There we go. Alright, next we're going to put our overflow back in. Make sure you clean this out. Mine had like a lot of dirt in it actually. So yeah, make sure to clean this out before you slap it back in. Alright, so our overflow is back in place. Next we're going to connect our 2 little connectors to our harness ducked off right here. Alright, so now that all our connections are connected, boom, boom, and then I put the harness back into the spots where we pulled it, and the negative terminal is back in place. We're going to fill the coolant system up with fresh coolant, and then we're going to bleed the system. You're going to get a clean funnel. Make sure it's clean. And we're going to start the process. Pouring coolant in. Oh, that wants to come out. And there. We're just going to fill it up and start the bleeding process. The coolant I'm going to be going with is OEM Honda fluid. The blue stuff. And yo, y'all got to see the color of this coolant. Alright, once the coolant is at the top of the radiator, we're going to turn on the car, let it idle, get to operating temperature, then turn on the heater to full blast.
Left knees.
I feel like I'm going to rock it when the car's on jack stands like this. Alright. Then we're going to let the car idle, get up to operating temperature, and then turn on the heater. Full blast. Alright, as the car is idling, warming up, We're gonna keep filling coolant as the car keeps sucking in more and more and more until it doesn't take any more. Dude, the color of Honda OEM coolant is amazing. All right, we're just about at operating temperature. We're gonna turn on the heater to full blast and then let it sit for a few more minutes, see how much more coolant it takes in. There we go, heater's on full blast. I'm about to get out of here because it's gonna get hot. See if I can catch it burping itself. Pretty much air bubbles will start to pull up, just like that. And that's how you know you're getting more coolant into the block and all the other stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, my car's been idling probably about 15 minutes now. My fans are finally starting to come on. Got a nice little coolant spill down there. But pretty much you're just gonna keep letting it idle, letting it suck in more coolant. It literally just took in like almost another part of the bottle. But we're just gonna keep it here with the heater on and just let it do its thing. Just gotta be patient. You're gonna wanna be paying attention to your coolant levels. Make sure you do not overheat. You do not want that to happen. We're going about 20 minutes. The fans have cycled a good amount of times. Every time the fans cycle, the coolant gets sucked in more and more, so I've been just letting it do its thing. Yes sir, that about wraps up the video. Pretty much all I'm doing is, I got it over there sitting, still bleeding, doing its thing. Let it bleed for a little while, a few more fan cycles, and that's pretty much it. Put the cap on, check for leaks, make sure you got no leaks before you leave. You do not want to get washed, and that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys so much for chilling with me, learning with me. You know what it is. Loft the knees, your boy. Hey, until next time, peace.